show themselves approved unto God. A word.
All right, Bible Explorers, let's find out what Josh and Eddie have to say about reason number 4.
To number 4, top 10 reasons why Jesus can't be God on the Deen Show. Talk to us, brother.
Number 4 is that Jesus explicitly states that he is not God. Now, we think that Jesus implicitly states that he is God. There are some ambiguous verses, but what about where he explicitly states that he is not God? For instance, in John 17:3, he said, "And this is life eternal. This is the way to eternal life, that they may know you, the one true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent as a messenger." He said, this is, in a nutshell, what I have come to teach, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. And anyone who is a Muslim, that statement makes very, very, very good sense, because it's even a part of our faith where you would say, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah wa Isa Rasulullah, which means that there is no God but one God. Muhammad is his messenger and Jesus is his messenger, which means they are ones who were sent. And that's the tenet of our faith, to believe in the one true God and Jesus Christ who was sent. Very simple, very explicit. And then also he told, after he was in the Bible, when he ascended to God, he told them, he said, Jesus saith unto her, he's speaking to Mary Magdalene, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, my God and your God. He very clearly equated her God and his God as being the one and same God. He didn't say, I'm going to ascend to myself and to your God and to me. You know, this doesn't make any sense. Even if somebody would have said that, you'd have been, this man is a fool and a half. If he's saying, I'm going to ascend into myself. Your God is me, and I'm going to myself, and you know, all of these things are not, but he very, very clearly stated, the one true God, and I am ascending to my God and your God. Point blank clear. Those things can't get any more simple.
So that was number 4. We need you to put your emotions to the side. Like we said, we're not trying to upset anybody. We're trying to relay the truth. And you got to be honest with yourself. This is something that just makes sense. It goes with your innate nature.
Okay, enough of Eddie there. Actually, what he's doing is he's trying to make us believe that we should be believing this because it goes with our nature. Again, as I said, don't even believe me. Take these scriptures and look at them for yourself and pray and ask God to reveal to you the truth. Don't rely on a man. You can always go to a man and ask advice, but don't rely on a man. Rely on God. And if you have a relationship with him, you will know the truth. And if you look for God, you will find him. Another thing I'd like to point out is he says he explicitly states that he is not God. He does not explicitly state he is not God. He could never do that and be telling the truth. So, and he would not lie. Because remember, explicit is something that's precisely and clearly stated or readily observable. However, let's take a look at this verse that he's talking about. John 17:3. This is life eternal, that they might know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. He states the one true God, but it's not the one true God, it's the only true God. Even if it was the one true God, we've already seen what kind of one God is talking about, but it's the only true God. Now, let's take a look and see what else he has to say and see what that brings back to our memory. It says, and now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. Let's look over here at John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So he had glory with God before the world was. And he is referring to that. He's not referring to John 1:1 because John 1:1 was not written while Jesus walked the earth. But he's referring to the exact same thing that the writer of the Gospel of John the Apostle, was talking about. And I might remind you of this. We looked at Isaiah 7:14 with Matthew, a Jew, writing to the Jews and attributing the prophet Isaiah's prophecy of Emmanuel directly to Jesus. So we had a Jew talking about Jesus being God in Matthew 1:23. Okay, attributing that verse in Isaiah 7:14 to Jesus. And then we have John, another Jewish apostle, writing the very first words of his apostle are stating that Jesus is God and that he was there in the beginning with God. John didn't have a problem understanding this. I'm going to bet my life on the fact that he didn't completely comprehend it, but I know he believed it. He wrote it. He was willing to die for that. All of them were willing to die for the very fact that Jesus was God, and they knew it, and they would not deny it. So let's then take a look, okay, at what he talks about with John 20, verse 17. It says, Jesus said unto her, Touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father, but go to my brethren, and say unto them, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, and to my God and your God. He says, Touch me not, for I have not yet ascended. Notice he never says, our God. He's keeping them separate. Even though it's one and the same, he's keeping them separate. He's not yet ascended to the Father. He's making a separation. It still does not state that he's not God. He is still talking to her as a human being, as she sees him. He's not by any stretch of the imagination stating that he is not God, explicitly or implying.